What's up, guys? Meredith with American Trucks, and today we're checking out the Navos Gen 5 12.1-inch T-Style radio fitting all 2015 to 2020 F-150s. Now, I do want to mention right up front that depending on if your truck is equipped with the Bang & Olufsen sound system, the 360-degree camera, both the sound system and the camera, or none of the above, the packages are going to be a little different and the part numbers will differ as well. Now, I would recommend to check your factory equipment and the specific part number before adding it to your cart, and if you have any questions, feel free to call our sales team for help. Now, nonetheless, the factory head unit itself is at this point pretty dated, and most of the time it's heavily lacking the capability that it could have to make your ride much more comfortable, whether you're in your truck just on the weekends or put some time into the driver's seat with an everyday commute. Now, that's where this system comes into play, offering a drastic change for the F-150 owner who not only wants some extra tech to enjoy their music and the media on longer rides, but also to modernize the inside of their Ford thanks to the updated features and refined appearance that this system brings to the table. This Navos unit will include a lot of features compared to your factory system, improving your driving experience, and I'll walk you through a full demo of those features in just a minute. Now, navigation is one of the big bonuses with the iGo Next Gen software that will do more than just provide a map, but help you just like your phone with voice and visual directions, making it much easier to get places. Now, like most modern systems, this will also basically be a multimedia center to play music and video via USB, and because it's Android, you'll also have separate access to popular Android apps in the Google Play Store. Now, the options are endless when it comes to entertainment with this system, with all of the different apps that you're able to download, like the familiar Netflix, Spotify, YouTube, Pandora, Hulu, and much more, right at your fingertips in the comfort of your own truck. Now, one of the best features is Z-Link, which is an app on the unit that's pre-installed where you link your phone to be able to wirelessly use Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, which is really notable considering that most units require you to plug your phone in to use those systems, while this one is completely hands-free, making it incredibly user-friendly. Now, with the included mic, you can also talk on the phone and enjoy all of the other benefits of Bluetooth right through this system, again, being hands-free. You can also utilize this as a hotspot with the included Wi-Fi antenna, which is something that you don't see too often from a head unit, making it just one of the many cool features. This also integrates all of your climate controls being built right into the unit for a super modern feel for whenever you need to control your fans, AC, heat, temps, and much more. The system will also be compatible with your factory backup camera, just with a bigger screen to display it for better visibility on the screen, and you can even integrate accessory front and side cameras if you choose to add them to your truck. The unit itself will be a lot larger than the factory system, as you can see, with a 12.1-inch HD touchscreen display with incredible graphics in my opinion, and even though it is quite big, it still blends incredibly well with the rest of the dash thanks to the factory style bezel. The system will also have a high quality 4x45 watt amplifier with an included equalizer, and it will have digital signal processing for super clean sound with whatever speaker system that you have in your F-150. Now, the software is also a big upgrade, utilizing Android's 9.0 Pie operating system that is super responsive to the touch and again provides that refined feel of a premium head unit. It also boasts 64 gigabytes of memory, 4 gigabytes of RAM, HDMI outputs, a 5-volt RCA pre-output for your sound system, and 3 USB inputs, which just adds to the capabilities of this head unit. This will also include some tactile buttons down at the bottom as well as dials, so you can maintain factory functions and not have to sacrifice anything when upgrading to this system. This system will come in at about $2,000 with the price of the unit and the required shop install, making it more of a premium system compared to other options available. Now, what I will say about this unit is that it really doesn't miss anything from navigation, multimedia, complete wireless capabilities, especially with the Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, which is huge, the included Wi-Fi, and the fact that this is simply a huge system on the dash and it's well built and good looking inside of the F-150. Now, I think if you want to invest in a unit that you're not going to have to compromise for when it comes to features, and you also won't have to question when it comes to install, then this is going to be a fantastic pick for you. Now, again, install is going to be effortless at a 0 out of 3 wrenches, considering that all you have to do is drive your F-150 to your local shop. And I do want to mention that this radio may not be compatible with other brands of aftermarket CAN bus devices, such as tuners, start-stop bypasses, OBD devices, and speed calibrators, so just keep that in mind when checking this system out. Now, what I will do, though, is show you a full demo and walkthrough of how this system works and what exactly you can expect from your new Navos Gen 5 radio. Now, before we get into the demo, I do want to recap that there are varying part numbers for the B&O sound system, the 360-degree camera, both the camera and the sound system, and none of the above, so just make sure that you have the correct one for your F-150. Now, we have the unit installed on our truck that does not support the sound system or the camera. However, mostly everything besides the camera screen and the sound system will be the same, so let's go ahead and hop into it. Now, as you can see on our unit here, we are at the home screen. When you start your F-150 up, you'll be greeted with a Navos and an Android splash screen, and you'll also have to accept terms and conditions, and then you'll be left with your home screen here. There's going to be three main pieces of this home screen that are going to be acting as shortcuts. You'll have your navigation in the upper left-hand corner, and that will bring up your Google Maps. You go back home, we also have our time and our calendar and a compass. And then down at the bottom, the main portion of the home screen is going to be your multimedia and your music. Now you also have your home button, your back button, you'll have seek, pause, and play, as well as volume up at the top. And then you're gonna have a smaller bar up at the top for your power, your night mode, you'll have your brightness setting, you'll have a shortcut for your equalizer, and other information including your temperature, the airbag system, your time, Bluetooth, and Wi-Fi. And in the far upper right-hand corner, you'll also have a tab manager. Now down at the bottom, you'll also see your main menu here. First, we're gonna hop into navigation. This is gonna bring up Google Maps. Your next tab is your radio. This is going to be very familiar with AM and FM. You'll have 6 customizable presets up at the top. You'll also have a large chunk of 12 customizable presets for FM, and down at the bottom, 6 customizable presets for AM. Our next tab is our music tab, and this is where you can view all of your information for when your Android or your Apple smartphone is hooked up to Bluetooth and your music is playing through there. Your next tab is your climate control. Everything is integrated into the unit. You'll have individualized temperature controls for both the passenger and the driver's side. You'll be able to control your AC, your heat, your window defroster as well, your modes in the middle here, and your fan speed. And you'll be able to put that down with the upper right-hand arrow. You'll also have some tactile buttons down at the bottom for your climate control, so you still do have a mechanical option at the bottom. The next screen is Bluetooth. This is where you can hook up your Android or your Apple smartphone, and you can use the phone capabilities of this with the provided mic. You can make calls, you'll have an address book here for your contacts, and you'll also have your device manager. The next tab is video. This is for all of your multimedia. It is disabled for our safety with the car off and in park. And our next option is Phone Link or Z-Link. This is where you can utilize your Android Auto or your Apple CarPlay. So once you've connected your Android device or your Apple device, it will bring up Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. Here we have Android Auto. As you can see, this is the main menu. Our Maps is the main portion, and that's going to be running off of Google Maps. At the lower left-hand corner, you'll have your temperature as well as your weather conditions, and at the lower right-hand corner, you'll have your music application of choice, depending on what is running on your phone or what is your favorite. Now you're also going to have a smaller taskbar down at the bottom. The lower left-hand option is all of your apps, so it'll bring it up in a menu here that you'll be able to scroll and select. You'll also have your Google Assistant. You'll also have a shortcut for your maps, your music of choice. You'll also have your phone and all of the settings within that application, and your settings tab. Now this lower menu does scroll to the right, and we'll have more applications. We'll have Chrome or Google Chrome, and that will bring up the web browser, so you will be able to browse the web in the comfort of your own truck. Now you also have a Sirius XM tab. This is available if your truck is equipped, and you can add this to your truck. The next one is a settings tab. This is where you can customize the sound system or the unit itself to your own personal preference. Our next tab is the application section. This will show you all the downloaded apps and the pre-existing apps on the unit. Your next tab is your equalizer tab. This is the main option here, but again, you do have the shortcut and you will be able to access these functions within the music setting. Now within here, you can customize your subwoofer, your speakers, and of course your equalizer. The next tab is your file manager. And the last tab on here is your camera. Again, this will work with your factory backup camera. If your truck is not equipped, you can add an accessory rear camera, and you can also add an accessory side and front camera. Now, if you have the 360 camera, this is where it would be displayed. If you scroll right again, you'll be able to customize your own menu down at the bottom with the applications that are downloaded or pre-existing on the system, personalized to you. And if you scroll one more time, you'll be able to keep the climate control down at the bottom. So if you want the climate control on your unit at all times, you can access it in this lower menu here. If you scroll one more time, we are back at the beginning. We can go home. Now, if you scroll down in the center here, this will bring down another menu with your power settings. You will be able to screenshot whatever screen that you are on and save it to the photos on this device. And you also have your Wi-Fi setting. Now, just like Android Auto, you also will be able to use Apple CarPlay. If you have an Apple phone, this may look familiar to you. This is going to be your home screen. You'll have your map up at the top, which will run off of Apple Maps. You go back home, you'll also have a navigation shortcut down at the lower left-hand side with your favorite locations, and at the lower right-hand side, you'll have your favorite music application or whatever is running on your phone. Now, you'll also have a small taskbar, just like Android Auto, but this is going to have your Apple Maps, your music application, and your phone. You'll be able to scroll over to the right to view all of your applications within your Apple CarPlay, or you can use this shortcut down at the lower left-hand corner to go from your main screen to your application screen. Now, that's going to wrap it up for my review and the demonstration of the NAVOS Gen 5 12.1-inch T-Style radio fitting all 2015 to 2020 F-150s, and you can find that right here at AmericanTrucks.com.